A dry run for the debate over the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
It's a scare campaign that serves no purpose other than to, in the minds of some Australians, create the perception that Australia's national interest is being sold out by the China-Australia Free Trade Agreement, when of course that is completely false.
Parliamentary Secretary for Trade Steve Ciobo doesn't deny there could be things in the Trans-Pacific Partnership, if it's signed this week, that might not be popular. For example, patent extensions for US drug companies that could drive up the price of some medicines.
Well, the government, of course, continues to push and negotiate for the very best deal that we can get that is going to make Australia's national interest very well served. Obviously, the other parties sitting around the negotiating table want to serve their own domestic considerations as strongly as possible.
Just how much of a price the government will pay for any concessions will largely come down to Labor's willingness to attack the deal and risk coming off as anti-free trade. But there are increasing signs the opposition's willing to do just that, especially when it comes to clauses in such agreements that allow foreign companies to sue the government for decisions they don't like.
Because, as the Chief Justice of the High Court has said, as many Australians have said, we shouldn't have a situation where foreign companies have greater rights than Australian companies, and the government shouldn't be agreeing to these provisions.
The government's reportedly spent $50 million defending just such a claim from tobacco company Philip Morris over the last government's plain packaging legislation. Labor's National Conference on the weekend resolved to try and kill off such clauses.
We will review those clauses in government. We will seek to remove them in consultation with our trading partners.
Labor, all of a sudden, because they think it's politically convenient for them, want to roll Australia's trade policy back 30 years.
The coalition points out Labor's either signed in government or supported in opposition plenty of free trade agreements with investor clauses in them.
Bill Shorten's leadership position is weak. He's got to dance to the beat that the CFMEU and the trade union movement play.
How are you? Nice to see you. Well,
It's been noticeable that the Australian unions have been rather frustrated with the ALP in respect of their trade policy, and have taken a much more vocal stance on demanding that the ALP show their colours.
Whether Labor's done that is open to debate.
Obviously, it's very hard to renegotiate an agreement or a treaty once investor-state dispute settlement has been included. I found the position of the Australian Labor Party rather confusing.